So it looks like September hasn't been the greatest month for Veve. As always, at the end of each month, I post my monthly Veve market pulse with the main numbers for the Veve ecosystem. And for this month, we have seen a lot of drops in some of our core metrics. So I thought, why not just make this quick video update and go over those numbers together. So first things first, active users. There was a significant drop in active wallets in general. So there were a total of 21 active users during the month of September. I think it's approximately 6,000 less than in August. But then a bit more concerning is the drop in new active wallets. So these are wallets that joined Veve this month. So there we saw a drop in 53%. So the previous month we had seen approximately 1,000 new active wallets, but during the month of September it was only 476. So this really suggests a temporary slowdown in acquisition, but also in overall engagement on Veve. Then if we look at the market activity, we also see a decrease in everything, in the number of trades, number of buyers and numbers of sellers, which obviously is related to the number of active wallets as well. And yeah, there could be several reasons for that, but if we look at the next numbers, we might get a clearer picture. So Veve did have more drops this month compared to previous months. So in total we had 25 drops, and we also had a lot more tokens issued. So basically that's all the additions available on the drops. But we know that lately not all the drops sell out. So that's why I introduced a new metric as well. So this is the tokens issued to minted ratio. Because as we can see, the tokens minted is actually much lower than the tokens that were issued with these drops. And the ratio is 44.8%. So this means less than half of the tokens issued during the drop actually sold out, which is a significant decrease. So it's the first time I introduced this metric, but for August, this was at 76%. Basically, this tells us that the drops during September were not the most exciting drops, or at least not that popular because they didn't sell out, and that might also explain why we had a lot less activity on the market and also less active wallets. We can also see that or compare that when we look at my VVX tracker. So here I filtered for all the dates between 1st of August until the end of September, so we can basically make a bit of a comparison to previous months. So basically this is August, the active wallets, and this is September. And here we see that during August we had a lot of more spikes of days with active wallets. So for example, the last day of August we had 12,000 active wallets on that day. But in September there was much less activity. So here we had like one entire week where it looks like activity was pretty low in general, and there were less high spikes of activity. The same with new active wallets. So we had 3 important spikes during August where more than 100 users joined or had their first activity on Veve. While throughout September it was fairly flat. So we had usually it's between 10 and 20 new active wallets per day. Same with activities, and then here again, trade volume on days of drop. We see much higher spikes with the drops in August compared to the drops in September. Yeah, so all in all, not a great month for Veve, but we have some good news for October because there is the New York Comic-Con, where again Veve will be partnering with Marvel or sharing a booth. I'm not sure about that, but basically they do mention some activities together with Veve, so here in partnership with Veve. Yeah, there's going to be some activities, so I assume we can probably expect some more interesting drops during that weekend, and in general a bit more excitement and maybe more eyeballs on Veve. So maybe we will get a push in new user acquisition for October. And then another thing was the announcement of the Funko and Veve partnership, which basically came at the end of September. So we haven't seen the basically effects of that announcement yet in the data. But I think it's something Veve users or collectors are quite excited about. We will get some sort of digitals with Funko, and Funko is a really big and known brand among collectors. So I think this is also a really exciting partnership for Veve. And yeah, it just shows that Veve keeps working on their partnerships and trying to innovate with this digital side of collecting. So that's all for September numbers. Again, not the best months for Veve, but I do think with Comic-Con coming and also with the Funko and Veve partnership. I do think we will see a turnaround in October and see an improvement in those metrics. Last thing that I wanted to mention is that you can now also read all of my analysis and market pulls and updates on my newsletter, Veve Fox Insider. It's a Substack newsletter. You can sign up totally for free, and then you will get all the basically numbers and also kind of the key insights I just mentioned, and also my final thoughts on the data. If you sign up, you will get it directly into your email inbox, but you can also just visit my newsletter site and go there and read it. You don't need to sign up. But of course, if you do, then that's a way also to support my content. Yeah, let me know what you think about this newsletter. I thought that maybe not everyone is following Twitter or not always have the chance to watch a whole YouTube video and might just maybe prefer reading. I also thought this could become kind of a hub and archive for all of my analysis and numbers, so it's easier to come back and look at it again and not have to scroll down through Twitter or whatever to find it again. So yeah, basically you will also find an article about the last video I published, about the user deep dive I did. The same, I publish everything here in written format for those of you who are interested. And yeah, so much for that. And as always, if you found my content useful or interesting, leave a like, leave a comment. I'm always interested what you guys think. And yeah, feel free to subscribe for my new newsletter. And see you in the next one.